Have you ever woken up feeling anxious before the day even begins? Not because something bad happened. Not because you received a bad message. Not because anyone said something wrong. But simply because you woke up. Your eyes open. And before your body even moves, your chest feels tight. Your mind starts running. Thoughts pile up, one after another. Like they were waiting for you to wake up. Bills. Work. Deadlines. Things you forgot to do. Things that might go wrong. And here is the strange part. Nothing bad has happened yet. The day has not even started. You are lying in bed. The room is quiet. The world outside has not made any demands on you yet. But somehow, your body already feels heavy. Your shoulders already feel tense. Your jaw is already clenched. So why do mornings feel heavy, for no clear reason? Why does anxiety show up, before anything bad even happens? Why does it feel like you are already behind, the moment you wake up? Why does it feel like the day is already too much to handle, before you have even gotten out of bed? If that sounds familiar, stay with me. Because this is not just her story. This might be yours too. This might be the story of someone you love. Or someone sitting next to you right now. Her name was Emma. She was 31 years old. She worked a regular office job. Not stressful on paper. Not exciting either. From the outside, her life looked fine. She had a steady income. A clean apartment. A routine that worked. People around her would often say, "You are doing well. You should be grateful." And she knew that. She really did. She would look around at her life and think, "I have everything I need. I should feel okay." But every single morning told a different story. The alarm would ring at 7 in the morning. And the moment that sound hit her ears, her stomach would tighten. She would not jump out of bed. She would not feel rested, even if she had slept for 8 hours. She would lie there, staring at the ceiling, already feeling tired, already feeling like she had run a marathon before the day began. Her first move was always the same. She reached for her phone. Not because she wanted to. Not because there was something urgent. Because it felt automatic. Like a reflex she could not control. Messages. Notifications. Emails. News headlines. Social media updates. Within minutes, her mind was overwhelmed. She would scroll through messages from coworkers. She would imagine conversations that had not happened yet. She would replay things she said yesterday, wondering if she said the wrong thing. She would think about mistakes she might make today. Meetings she did not want to attend. Tasks she felt unprepared for. Her heart rate would increase. Her breathing would become shallow. And then, a quiet thought would appear in the back of her mind. Why do I feel like this, every morning? Why can I not just wake up feeling normal? She would finally get out of bed. Already drained. Already tense. Already wishing the day was over. At work, she struggled to focus. Her body was present. Sitting at her desk. Typing on her keyboard. But her mind was elsewhere. Replaying the morning. Worrying about what might happen later. Small problems felt big. If someone sent a slightly short email, she would wonder if they were upset with her. Minor delays felt personal. If a project took longer than expected, she would feel like she was failing. By lunchtime, she already wanted the day to end. She would sit in the break room, staring at her food, not really tasting it. Just counting down the hours until she could go home. When she finally came home, she did not feel relief. She felt numb. Exhausted, but not in a way that sleep could fix. She would sit on the couch, scrolling again. Comparing her life to other people's highlight reels. Watching people on social media who seemed happy. Who seemed to have it all together. And the anxiety never fully left. It was always there. Like background noise she could not turn off. The hardest part was this. There was no clear reason for it. No big trauma in her past. No disaster she was dealing with. No obvious cause she could point to and say, "That is why I feel this way." Which made her feel even more confused. Even more frustrated with herself. She would think, other people have real problems. Why can I not just be okay? Some mornings were worse than others. One particular morning, she sat on the edge of her bed, longer than usual. Her hands were shaking slightly. Her chest felt tight, like someone was sitting on it. She was not crying. She was not panicking. She was just tired. Tired of feeling this way. Tired of pretending to be fine. Tired of waking up and immediately feeling dread. Later that day, someone close to her noticed. A friend who had known her for years. They were having coffee together. And in the middle of a conversation, the friend paused and looked at her. Not in an accusing way. Not in a judgmental way. Just gently. "You do not seem okay lately," they said. Emma tried to brush it off. She smiled and said, "I am fine. Just tired." But her friend did not look convinced. That sentence stayed with her. All day. All evening. That night, lying in bed, staring into the dark, Emma asked herself a question she had been avoiding for months. When did waking up become something I fear? When did morning stop feeling like a fresh start and start feeling like a burden? And how did this start feeling normal? How did I get so used to feeling anxious that I forgot what it feels like to wake up calm? She did not have an answer. And that scared her even more. A few days later, she woke up earlier than usual. Not because she planned to. Not because her alarm went off. She just could not sleep. She had been lying in bed for an hour, staring at the ceiling, her mind racing. Instead of lying in bed with her thoughts, torturing herself with worry, she made a decision. She got up, put on her shoes, and stepped outside. Just for a short walk. Nothing planned. Just movement. The street was quiet. The sun had not fully risen yet. The air felt cooler than usual. Crisp. Clean. The world had not fully woken up yet. For the first time in a long while, there was silence. Real silence. No notifications buzzing in her pocket. No voices telling her what to do. No pressure to be anywhere or do anything. Just her, the street, and the early morning light. As she walked slowly, taking in the stillness, she noticed an elderly woman sitting on a bench nearby. The woman was not doing anything special. She was not reading. She was not on her phone. She was just sitting there. Calm. Still. Watching the world wake up. There was something peaceful about her presence. Something that made Emma stop walking. Like she was not rushing anywhere. Like she had all the time in the world. Emma hesitated for a moment. Then she sat down at the other end of the bench. They did not speak at first. They just sat there. Two strangers. Sharing a bench. Watching the morning unfold. After a while, the woman looked at her and smiled softly. A kind smile. The kind that does not ask for anything. "Early mornings are heavy for some people," she said. Her voice was gentle. Calm. Not intrusive. That sentence surprised Emma. How did she know? How could this stranger see what Emma had been hiding from everyone else? She nodded without thinking. "Yes. They are." The woman asked gently, "What is the first thing your mind does when you wake up?" Emma paused. She thought about it. But the truth was, she did not need to think. She realized the answer came immediately. "It worries," she said quietly. "About everything. About nothing. It just worries." The woman listened without interrupting. Without offering quick advice. Without trying to fix her. She just listened. Then she said something Emma had never heard before. "Anxiety is not always something that happens to you," she said. "Sometimes, it is something you have practiced. Something you have trained your mind to do. Without even realizing it." That word echoed in Emma's mind. Practiced. She had never thought of it that way before. The woman explained calmly. The mind works like a lens. Whatever you point it at first thing in the morning, it keeps focusing on all day. If you wake up and immediately look for problems, your mind will find them. Not because the problems are bigger, but because that is what you have taught your mind to do. Emma had trained her mind to scan for problems. To look for threats. To worry. Every single morning. Not on purpose. Not because she wanted to. Just by repetition. Day after day. Week after week. Month after month. Until it became automatic. The woman suggested something small. So small, it almost sounded meaningless. 4-5 minutes every morning, she said, before your phone, before your thoughts take over, before the world rushes in, just sit still. Emma looked at her. Just sit? That is it? The woman nodded. No forcing positivity. No trying to think happy thoughts. No fighting the anxiety. Just awareness. Just being present with yourself. She described it like this. If your mind is a noisy room, do not try to silence it. Do not try to kick everyone out. Just sit in the room quietly. Be with the noise. Eventually, the noise loses its power. Eventually, you realize it is just noise. It cannot hurt you. Emma was not sure it would work. It sounded too simple. Too easy. How could 5 minutes of sitting fix months of anxiety? But she was tired of waking up anxious. Tired of feeling this way. And she had tried everything else. So what did she have to lose? So the next morning, she tried. She woke up. Her hand moved automatically toward her phone on the nightstand. Her instinct was to grab it. To check it. To fill the silence. She stopped herself. She pulled her hand back. She sat on the edge of her bed instead. Feet on the floor. Hands on her knees. Eyes open. The first minute felt uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. Her thoughts kept interrupting. You are wasting time. This is stupid. You have things to do. By minute 3, she felt restless. Her body wanted to move. Her mind wanted to run. By minute 5, she felt silly. Like she was doing nothing. Like this was pointless. Nothing magical happened. No sudden calm. No big revelation. Just her, sitting there, feeling awkward. Day 2 felt the same. Maybe even worse. Her mind fought harder. This is not working. You are wasting your time. Just check your phone. Day 3 felt frustrating. She almost gave up. Her mind kept saying, this is not working. You are not getting better. But something inside her, maybe stubbornness, maybe hope, told her to keep going. Just one more day. Just one more try. So she continued. By the end of the first week, something subtle changed. Something she almost did not notice at first. The anxiety still showed up. Every morning. Like clockwork. But it did not rush in as fast. It did not hit her like a wave anymore. There were small pauses between thoughts. Small moments where she could breathe. By the second week, she started noticing things. Things she had not noticed in years. The light entering her room. The way it changed from dark blue to soft orange. The sound of birds outside her window. She had lived in this apartment for 3 years and never noticed there were birds. Her breathing. She noticed it was slowing down. Becoming deeper. More natural. She was not calm all day. There were still moments of worry. Still moments of tension. But her mornings were different. They did not feel like a war anymore. By the third week, she realized something important. She was not dreading waking up anymore. She was not lying in bed with her eyes closed, wishing she could stay asleep forever. Not excited to wake up. Not jumping out of bed with energy. Just neutral. And neutral felt like peace. After several weeks, the timeline was different for her than it might be for others. She understood something important. Something that changed everything. Her life had not changed. Her job was the same. Her apartment was the same. Her responsibilities were the same. The bills still needed to be paid. The deadlines still existed. But her experience of life had changed. And that made all the difference. She felt more present. More here. More connected to the moment. Less reactive. When something went wrong, she did not spiral immediately. She could pause. She could breathe. She could choose how to respond. More grounded. Like her feet were actually touching the ground. Like she was not floating through life in a fog of worry. People noticed it too. Her friend mentioned it. You seem lighter. I do not know how to explain it. You just seem more like yourself. At work, her coworker asked, did you change something? You seem different. She listened more. In conversations, she was not planning what to say next. She was actually hearing what people said. She laughed more easily. Things that used to stress her out now felt manageable. She did not feel rushed all the time. She could sit. She could be still. Without feeling guilty. Without feeling like she was wasting time. Anxiety no longer controlled her mornings. It still appeared sometimes. On hard days. On stressful days. But it did not lead anymore. It did not decide how her day would go. She did. And that made all the difference. And if you are listening to this and thinking, this sounds like me. This is exactly how I feel every morning. Know that what you are feeling is valid. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not alone. Many people wake up anxious and wonder why. They look around at their lives and think, I should be happy. I should be grateful. Why do I feel this way? Sometimes, it is a pattern the mind has learned. A habit it has developed over time. And patterns can sometimes be gently reshaped. Habits can be changed. Not overnight. Not with one try. But gradually. With patience. With kindness toward yourself. This does not work the same way for everyone. Some anxiety needs professional support. Some anxiety is chemical. Some anxiety requires therapy or medication. And that is okay. There is no shame in asking for help. But if your mornings feel heavy without clear cause, if you wake up with dread for no reason you can name, if anxiety greets you before the day even begins, this small practice might help. It might not solve everything. It might not make anxiety disappear completely, but it might give you a little bit of space, a little bit of peace, a little bit of control. Tomorrow morning, you have a choice. Before your phone, before the noise, before the rush, before your mind starts its list of worries, find a comfortable position and sit still for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Notice your breath. Not trying to change it, just noticing it. Notice where you are, the temperature of the room, the sounds around you. Notice that this moment is safe. Right now, in this moment, you are okay. You do not need to change your whole life. You do not need to fix everything. You do not need to become a different person. Just start with the morning. Just start with 5 minutes. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it. Someone who wakes up tired. Someone who feels anxious for no reason. Someone who thinks they are alone in this. And if you want, take a moment to reflect on how your mornings usually feel. Not to judge yourself. Not to fix anything. Just to notice. Small changes do not shout. They do not announce themselves. They whisper. They appear quietly. In moments you almost miss. But they change everything. Over time. With patience. With practice. Be patient with yourself. You are doing the best you can. Start gently. With kindness. With compassion. You can begin tomorrow morning. And if tomorrow does not work, you can begin the day after. There is no rush. There is no deadline. There is just you, and the morning, and the choice to sit still. Note: this story is about personal experience with everyday anxiety. If you are experiencing severe or persistent anxiety that affects your daily functioning, please consult a mental health professional. There is no shame in seeking help. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving yourself these moments.